Brother, sister, today again is Saturday, which I think believe is December 7th. Today we decided to come up with a new video, and the new video, guys, and myself, before I put the video out there, myself is a little confused about it. It's like what's going on in the world. It depends where you listen to the news, where you watching the news. It's like every news give you thing different. So this guy spoke right there is Anthony Blinken. He's a U.S. secretary, and he tried to give a detail about what's going on in the war, how strong the alliance, which called NATO, how strong it's getting, how strong is Ukraine is getting to beating Russia. That's why he said it's not my word. I'm gonna let you listen to him, and after a while. So why we have to be in a war? Why have to be fight a war? Blah 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 and everything like this. So brothers and sisters, please, guys, always be a real supporter. Always when you walk in, I said that day by day, every day. The day when I start YouTube, that we always say that subscribe, 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 share, like, subscribe, subscribe, share, and like. It's something me love if you guys watching the video, but it's not subscribed to the video. So guys, I want you, if you're not connected to my channel yet, if you walked in, please go ahead and subscribe and share to my channel. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, what's going on the wall, in the world, not in the wall, in the world, in the whole world. So it's like every country in the world now is in had an issue. Every country in the world had an issue. So everybody should know that President Biden, which is his team, is be over next year, which should be January 20. That's why President Biden going to say bye bye, and he going to get his team is going to be out of the power. So now you got the former President Donald Trump is coming in back, and he will be installed in January 20. And it's like everybody's worried. Some people is worried, some don't. Everybody, it's a lot of worry in the world because he is back. He is back. So I'm going to let you listen what the Secretary of State Anthony Blinken to President Joe Biden administrative. What he say, they have to give it a report, let them know how good they doing, how things go, everything like that. I'm going to let you listen to it, guys. But don't forget to share, subscribe to my channel. Guys, it's not fair. If you watch the video, you say, oh, I'm going to support you. You support me, and you not give me a thumbs up, you not subscribe, that means you don't watch the video. Guys, be a real supporter. Everybody, guys, thank you so much, guys. I'm going to go with the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken. Let's hear what he has to say. Guy, pay attention to it, guy, please. Pay attention to it. It's not my word, it's on word. So everybody see what's going on between Ukraine and Russia. It's going about 3 years. 3 years, probably 3 years, couple months. And this war has been going on. And he said to me, Ukraine is not losing. Ukraine is winning the war. That's according to the Secretary of State. And then when we watch the other news, that's not what we see. Be your own judge, guy. Let's go. Nah, guy, we messed up. We messed up. We messed up. No. Okay, guys. So it's okay. We're going looking forward, and we're going to go back to it. While we go back to it, let's go to the President Trump. Let's see what he say, what he think about what's going on the world, guys. Let's listen to it, guys.
If you outsource, offshore, or replace American workers, you are not eligible for any of these benefits. In fact, you will pay a very substantial tariff that comes in from another country, that's made in another country and comes in. There'll be a big tariff on that product because we want to make our goods in America, and most of them we can. My message is simple. Make your product here in America, and only in America. We are not going to be taken advantage of anymore, just as we made great inroads and progress 4 years ago. We made tremendous inroads on this subject. We're not going to watch our wealth and jobs get ripped away from us and sent to foreign countries, which is what's been happening for many, many decades with us. China was built on doing exactly what we're going to be doing, and what I started doing 4 years ago. What we're putting forward is the most pro-American manufacturing and jobs policy in modern history for any country. This plan will bring jobs and growth into our country at levels never seen before. Every business on earth will flock to America from Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and all over the world. By contrast, Comrade Kamala Harris wants to sacrifice our wealth, kill the economy, and drive jobs overseas to punish businesses more. Businesses will leave. They'll leave America. They're international companies. They report to their shareholders, and they will leave America if her plan, even in a small form, comes to the fore. Her tax plan, which includes the promise to end the Trump tax cuts, which again by itself would be a massive tax increase, would increase taxes by over $5 trillion, a record many times over. It would result in the largest small business tax hike in history, massively raising taxes on 25 million small business people and raising small business tax rates to 43% and higher. In other words, 20% higher than communist China. Kamala is also vowing to raise the corporate tax rate from 21 to 28%. We're bringing it down to 15%. But she really is looking to raise it to 40, 45, or even 50%.
Been looking for the past year to get these dental implants put in, because otherwise it would be up to 10 months or so of false teeth in your mouth, and that's not
a lot of trouble. This will lead America into a 1929 depression, and it will be a depression and a territory that we have not seen for a long time. There's a gentleman that happens to believe that, Scott. These policies, especially the tax on unrealized capital gains, would decimate the U.S. economy. Companies and innovation would flee from America to other countries. Venture capital markets would disappear, the stock market would be annihilated, and investors assess the tax liabilities of large shareholders. The seniors and senior pensions would totally go up in smoke. They'd be worthless. These are not the policies designed to create a prosperous America. These are policies to turn the United States into Venezuela on steroids. Even if for this reason alone, Kamala Harris must be defeated decisively this November. Has to be defeated. Cannot have her be the President of the United States. The President of the United States in jail, but they view it differently, I guess, nowadays, but that's okay. And they always have to remember that two can play the game. Nobody ever thought this was possible. This is how you create massive capital flight and turn once prosperous nations into absolute ruins. I will have no higher priority as president than to restore the fair, equal, and impartial rule of law in America. We have lost the rule of law. Who would have thought? Number 6, under my leadership, America will encourage domestic production instead of punishing it. As you know, our country's vast manufacturing wealth was created at a time with very little domestic taxation, few regulations, and most revenue came from tariffs from other countries. That was when we were at the wealthiest ever, proportionately. We were the wealthiest country ever during those days. That was before income tax came along. Now we foolishly do the opposite. We impose lower tariffs and no tariffs on foreign producers. We have the lowest tariffs of any nation in the world, and we relentlessly punish our own companies for doing business in America. You do business in America, you're punished tremendously. I had many companies come to me, sir, I can't compete. They're sending kitchen cabinets, washers and dryers, everything. I can tell you, every motorcycles, they're sending them here, sir. We can't compete. And I made it so they could compete and thrive. Every one of those people, we should get them up and talk to you one day, because every one of those people comes up to me, and every time I see them, they hug me, they kiss me, they love me, because I saved their businesses. I intend to reverse this model and once again turn America into the manufacturing superpower of the world. We can do that just with being intelligent. The key to this effort will be a pro-American trade policy that uses tariffs to encourage production here and bring trillions and trillions of dollars back home. And you know what? We deserve it. We've been helping other countries get rich at our expense. For the last 50 years, we've been pouring our money into other countries.
Let me say something right here. I mean, everything the president-elect Donald Trump say, I mean, if that would be possible, if that would be create a big problem all over the world, by him say we're gonna bring everything back to America, we're gonna bring everything back, China, Russia, India, and everybody. So is that gonna create more problem, or that gonna be more easy? Guy, you let me know what's up with this. You let me know. I mean, you probably understand the politician when they speak better than me. So I'm just trying to bring the video to you. You hear with your own ear what he say when he take over the power, what he about to do. But let me tell you, he have a lot on his plate to do. He had a lot of change to make, or he had a lot of job to do. I don't believe he will be able to do it in 4 years. I think he need more than 4 years to do all this thing. The first plan, day one, mass deportation. Day one, illegal immigrant and mass deportation. Now he want to make America great again. So now he talking about a lot of things he want to do. We build the military. What about the NATO? I don't know. I'm going to go to NATO and see what's going on and what he say, what he going to Biden. So let's pay attention to it, guy. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my video, guys. Thank you, guys.
Leadership has been for so many years. We will ensure that the United States has a giant steel industry, an aluminum industry, a manufacturing base, and a defense base. We want a industrial base that can take care of our defense needs 100%. And you can call it what you want. Some might say it's economic nationalism. I call it common sense. I call it America first. This is the policy that built this country, and this is the policy that will save our country. In the words of a great but highly underrated president, William McKinley, highly underrated, the protective tariff policy of the Republicans has been made and made the lives of our countrymen sweeter and brighter. It's the best for our citizenship and our civilization, and it opens up a higher and better destiny for our people. We have to take care of our own nation and her industries first.
Yeah, guy, let me know what you think about it. Remember, he got a lot of things to do on his watch. A lot of things in 4 years. Is that possible? I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I'm not sure. But in 4 years, the guy has so much on his mind, on his plate, on his end to do. Immigration, military, NATO, war, Russia, Israel, Syria, Iran, all over the world. He had a lot on his plate. Do 4 years would be enough for the former president, for the president-elect to do all this thing. Guy, let me know what you think. leave me a comment. I will answer every single question you have. Like, I know I will answer every single question you have. You send it to me and I would answer. I would do my best. Guy, let me know what you think. In 4 years, do the President Donald Trump will have a chance to do all these things. He got a history, guy. Let's go back. We're going further for that. The video for NATO, what is going on there, and then I have the video. It looked like I lost the video, and okay, I think I found it, and then we're gonna go to it and see what the Secretary of State Anthony Blinken say.
Well, good afternoon, everyone.
All right, guy. Let's go, guy.
This is
Pay
my
attention, guy.
final
Pay attention.
Ministerial as Secretary of State. So I will be handing over my keys to our apartment in Brussels today and hoping to get the security deposit back after 4 years. In all seriousness, I am grateful to all of my colleagues here at NATO, the permanent representatives, the foreign ministers, the Secretary General, the entire team, for an extraordinary 4 years, extraordinary work that we've been able to do together to strengthen the security, the well-being of all of the citizens we have the privilege to represent. And I especially want to thank Secretary General Rutte, who has hit the ground at a full sprint and is doing a remarkable job already leading this alliance. I have tremendous confidence in the future of the alliance under his leadership. When I began as Secretary of State, NATO had a strategic concept that considered Russia a partner, didn't mention China, didn't fully appreciate or grapple with urgent threats like cyber and climate. Here in 2021, I set out President Biden's vision to revitalize and modernize this alliance. And in the 4 years since, the alliance has undertaken the most significant reforms and the most significant strengthening that we've seen in decades. Here we are, almost 4 years later. NATO is bigger, it's stronger, it's better resourced to meet the challenges ahead. None of this was inevitable. It came about because the President...
Let's see why do I try to go bring this to you. I want you to pay close attention to what the President-elect say about the NATO, to what the current Secretary of State Anthony Blinken say for Joe Biden administrative guy. Please pay attention, guys. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Let's go back. I don't want to say that much. I want you guys to pay attention to it and listen to it.
Meeting the pledge that they made at the Wales Summit in 2014 to spend 2% of GDP on defense, just 9. Today, it's 23, and the remainder of the allies are on track to meet that Wales commitment. We've added 2 new allies in Finland and Sweden, immensely strengthening our alliance for the future. And the alliance itself has strengthened our defense and deterrence capacity. We've doubled our presence on the eastern flank. We've updated our command structure. We have new defense plans that we're implementing. We've bolstered capabilities across all domains, including cyberspace and outer space. These enduring commitments, these enduring investments will help provide security for our citizens for many, many years to come. Now, there may be no better illustration of Allied unity and Allied determination than the unwavering support that we've shown for Ukraine since the Russian aggression. Putin, time and again, has sought to break our resolve, as well as the resolve of the Ukrainian people. It hasn't happened. It won't happen. In recent weeks, Russia's engaged in dangerous escalations, including bringing more than 10,000 North Korean troops into the fight, lowering the threshold for the use of nuclear weapons in its doctrine, launching intermediate-range ballistic missiles with potential nuclear capabilities, ratcheting up threats against Ukraine and its partners, continuing to attack relentlessly the energy grid, using winter as a weapon, trying to turn the lights out and freeze people out of their homes. Yet today, over 1,000 days since the full-scale invasion, Ukraine continues to stand strong and NATO stands strong with Ukraine.
This is impossible.
We provided, through NATO, critical non-lethal support. We created the NATO-Ukraine Council, which met just again here in Brussels. We've launched a new command, the NATO Security Assistance and Training for Ukraine Command.
I want you guys, let me know what's up. So, when we're watching the news, what the Secretary of State say, when we're watching the news, that's not what we hear in the news, right? Everybody probably say yes to me. And that's why I want you guys to let me know what you think, what's going on. He say strong, I'm sorry, he say Ukraine stays strong after 1,000 days in the war. Guys, let me know what you think. If he didn't tell the truth, or I don't know. So leave me a comment, question, answer. I will answer all your questions, guys. Let's listen to it again.
$80 million in new military aid, Bulgaria, Czechia, Sweden, others, providing personnel to this new NATO command. All told, the United States has provided $102 billion in assistance to Ukraine, our allies and partners, $158 billion. And as I said many times before, this may be the best example of burden sharing that I've seen in the 32 years that I've been doing this. And of course, when it comes to our own investment, most of it has been invested in our own defense industrial base to produce weapons that Ukraine needs. But those investments are strengthening our defense industrial base, and they're providing good jobs in the United States. We welcomed here in Europe on the challenges posed both by Russia and in different ways by China, and then growing collaboration between allies and partners in the transatlantic area and the Indo-Pacific. That is a hallmark of the last 4 years. As these threats evolve, as they transcend regions, we've significantly increased engagement beyond NATO, from the Indo-Pacific to the Arctic to NATO's southern flank, reinforcing a 360-degree approach. King Abdullah was just here with us yesterday. We were very glad to have him at the ministerial. We look forward to opening the NATO liaison office in Amman next year. It'll be the first in the region to further strengthen the relationship between NATO and the Middle East. But what I want to emphasize is this. All of these efforts are not taking NATO out of area. Out of area has been coming to NATO. And that's why it's so imperative that we work together to strengthen our capabilities, to strengthen our capacity, to strengthen our focus on these different challenges, because they're having an effect within the transatlantic community. This evolution is critical. So the NATO transatlantic values on which this alliance was founded. Over the last 4 years, as I said, historic strides towards strengthening the alliance, which has made America and the world safer. I think this is a time for every ally to lean in, not lean back. Every dollar that the United States puts into our shared security, whether it's deepening cyber defenses, whether it's strengthening our defense industrial base, it's an investment that redounds to the benefit of people across the alliance now and for years to come. A stronger NATO means more capabilities to deter aggression, more effective allies to meet more complex challenges, and the peace and stability that allows our people to pursue fuller lives. And maybe that's the final and most important point, and I want to emphasize this. In the United States, throughout Europe, around the world, people want peace. They don't want war. They want to avoid conflict. And what's so important to understand about this alliance is where it came from and what its purpose is. NATO came together after 2 world wars as part of a series of institutions that were built to try to ensure that we never had another global conflagration. And what's so unique about NATO is the compact that each of its members make, that an attack on one is an attack on all. What's so powerful about that is it tells any would-be aggressor, if you go after one of us, you're going to have to deal with all of us. That is the most powerful deterrent to war breaking out in the first place. That is the most powerful deterrent against aggression. It's not a surprise that Russia has not attacked directly a NATO member. So when we all talk about this powerful desire to avoid conflicts, to prevent wars, to have peace, the best way to do that is through our ongoing investment in the world's most successful defensive alliance, and that is NATO. Thank you.
The first question goes to Michael Birnbaum with the Washington Post.
Thanks very much. Michael Birnbaum, Washington Post. Secretary Blinken, President Zelensky.
Hotels, and you have illegal immigrants coming in and living in those hotels and laughing at our soldiers as they walk by into a luxury lobby. Is there something wrong with that thinking? Is there something wrong with our country? If Kamala is allowed to continue to let our country be invaded, we will face a fiscal Armageddon. These migrants are consuming hundreds of billions of dollars in benefits. You saw in Colorado this week a group from Venezuela, rough ones. They took over large sections of a town, large sections of an area of Colorado, Aurora. Has anyone been there? I think you'd better stay away for a little while. They had AK-47s, the ultimate guns, AK-47s. They can blow lots of people away real fast. And the sheriff didn't want to touch him. Nobody wants to touch him. Sheriff, there's 18 Venezuelans attacking my building. Would you please come over and straighten out the situation? He's got a deputy. You know what they say? Well, no thanks, let's call in the military. They're taking over. And I said this 4 years ago when I realized they wanted open borders. And it's happened. It's happening now in Chicago. They're taking over sections of Chicago. What's happening in New York and Los Angeles and many other cities is not even describable. They're tough. They're tough and they're smart and they're vicious. Don't forget, they come from the prisons and they're the bad criminals on the streets. Caracas, Venezuela has almost no crime. Next year, I'm going to suggest that the Economic Club hold its meeting in Caracas because we'll be safer than we are in our country if they win. We'll be far safer. But crime in Venezuela is down 72% because they've taken all of their criminals off the streets. Not all of them. They still have some left, but they're coming in rapidly by bus and by plane. They're coming into our country, and we're dumping them in our country, and they say, if you come back, we will kill you. And they're not going back. We got them. But they're going back if I'm president, I guarantee you that. They're going back fast.
There's a big secret being hidden from drivers, so listen up before this video.
And destroy all of those programs. You will destroy those programs. That is why I will ask Congress to pass legislation barring all taxpayer-funded benefits to illegal aliens. And by the way, when you do that, they won't come. They're coming now because they realize they've never seen wealth like this. They're getting things that they could never get. They're coming for that reason. If you stop that, you'll be dropping the flow by 80%. I think that they're coming because they're taking care of them. Let's put them in a luxury. Let's put them in the Waldorf Astoria. That's a nice place. I will stop the invasion and send criminal illegal aliens back home. And when we do all of this, we will be so successful. We'll create America's own sovereign wealth fund to invest in great national endeavors for the benefit of all of the American people. Why don't we have a wealth fund? Other countries have wealth funds. We have nothing. We have nothing. We're going to have a sovereign wealth fund, or we can name it something different. I'll talk about it with Mr. Paulson, who's in the audience, and a lot of other friends of mine. And we'll name it something that's appropriate. Perhaps sovereign wealth fund wouldn't be appropriate, but it's going to be the same thing. We'll put tremendous amounts of money through all this money that will be taken in through tariffs and other intelligent things, and we'll have the greatest sovereign wealth fund of them all, and we should have, and that will be used to do things that will be great for our country, including to invest and wisely invest and build it up bigger and stronger and better than any place on earth. We will build extraordinary national development projects and everything from highways to airports and to transportation infrastructure, all of the future. We'll be able to invest in state-of-the-art manufacturing hubs, advanced defense capabilities, cutting-edge medical research, and help save billions of dollars in preventing disease in the first place. And I'm very honored to have been endorsed last week by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. That was a great endorsement, and he's very much into helping people. He's very much into helping people. I've known him a long time. That was a great thing when he did that. That was not easy for a Kennedy to be endorsing a Republican. That was not easy. But these are not Democrats. These are radical left lunatics, and you can't let them run your country. We will invest in new and modern agricultural techniques so we can have safe, healthy, high-quality foods for our families. That's where Bobby is so interested, foods. He says we're putting a lot of bad foods in our body. You look at other countries which do far less, and they're actually much healthier than we are. This wealth fund will return a gigantic profit, which will help pay down national debt. We're going to
I agree with you,
Mr.
President-elect. I do agree with him. But guy, that's why I say before, if you look at what he say, this guy have a lot to do. I don't think anybody would believe in 4 years he would be able to do all this thing, guy. In 4 years, he would be able to do all this thing. Venezuela, I think Venezuela is like he put a finger in Venezuela left and right, and I think Maduro need to get out of power. Or Maduro need to do something different, because he putting out a finger to Venezuela, especially the illegal immigrant. He put out a finger to Venezuela a lot, guy. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on. Everybody will probably remember when he was a president, what happened in Venezuela, between Venezuela and this guy called Juan Guaido. Juan Guaido, I think he was trying to be, I don't know where he at, maybe he's why he in US, guy. So he put finger a lot to Venezuela. Illegal immigrant, guy. Illegal immigrant. So the thing is, he said that when illegal immigrants enter the country, they got everything. So what the first thing he gonna do, he gonna cut off everything. So when you come in, you don't have nothing, you don't have to come in because you can't work. He say he gonna provide also, they're not gonna give you no ID. Mesdames et messieurs, bonsoir ou bien bonjour, ça dépend du côté où vous avez vidéo. Et nous tout fait vidéo, et nous connaissons pas facile, c'est pas tout le monde qui tend des vidéos et everything, parce que tout le monde capable de tendre journal. Président américain qui c'est MrTrump, he said that he really focused on illegal immigrants. But so got he put out Venezuela, il parle de Venezuela en pile immigrants qui sorti dans pays Venezuela. Il parle de Venezuela en pile sur dans le domaine bagay immigrants, illégaux immigrants. Mais il parle de illégaux immigrants. Il dit monde ça on est entre dans pays yo yon bel hôtel, yo yon bel ka, yo yon kote yo rete, yo ba yo help, yo aide yo supporte yo, ba tout bagay. Ça le pas le faire qu'on y a, il va le faire congrès la passer loi, depuis yo passe loi pour couper tout les pa yo, monde ça relève dans pays, il pas le permettre, il pas ba yo ID, il pas ka travail. Et président américain, MrTrump, il a pile dans plate li et question qu'a posé dans premier 4 ans, ouais il pas de faire là-dedans. Est-ce que 4 ans va le faire, l'a ka fait tout. Est-ce que l'AFCA fait tout? Nous connaissons, sous le président Biden, dernièrement, dimanche passé là, il a déporté 70 et Haïtiens pour retourner dans le pays d'Haïti. Monde ça a déporté. Nous avons tout le monde comprendre. Haïtiens, tout ça n'a fait, nous fait par émotion, nous toujours boudé, nous fâché, nous critiqué, nous pas cherché à comprendre rien dans ce qui a passé dans le pays monde. Moun sa yo, gen la de qui dit yo entré ici depuis en 86 ou 87, yo en prison, gen di fait 28 ans en prison, gen di fait 25 ans en prison. Moun sa yo konya la yo voyo tourner sous gouvernement et Joe Biden. Et là on parle de déportation et premièrement on parle des illégaux immigrants déportation dans le pays aux États-Unis. Gars, tout le monde qui a fait pays, quel que soit le pays dans le monde là, Souvin dans pays moun yo, ou pas respecter les principes pays ya, ou pas marcher en bas loi autorité pays ya, quand rentre ya, c'est normalement n'importe pays qui fonctionne dans le monde là, c'est normalement yo ka déporter. Premièrement, masse déportation pour le fait là, l'a commencé sous ça les illégaux immigrants. Moun qui dans pays ya, ou bien mais illégaux immigrants yo, ils cap commencer sous moun qui fait crime dans pays ya, qui pas respecter institution pays moun yo. Par exemple, si tu fais crime dans pays ya, il est plus facile pour mettre main sous vous au lieu y a pas prendre monde qui pas de papier. Il y a monde qui pas de papier dans pays ya, mais il pas de papier, il pas faire désordre, il pas nan faire ça pas bon. Monde ça, il ka prend temps pour arriver sous lui. Ça va il ka prend temps pour arriver sous lui, 4 ans ka fini, il pas jamais sur monde ça. Mais monde qui fait crime dans pays ya, ne peut sortir faire dans pays ya. Par exemple, il y a monde qui dans pays ya, monde la conduire machine dans pays moun yo, li changer non, li bay faux non, li font ID pour capable conduire. Ça c'est fédéral, ça sont criminels. Depuis yo prend monde ça yo, c'est pour des monde yo pour le target avant même yo commencer à attaquer les immigrants. Haïtien fait tout à fait par émotion, se jouer, critiquer au président Biden, dire remet Haïti, il commence à déporter Haïtien, mais la vous retourner. Mais et pour nous tendre comment monde ça retourner. 70 moun sa yo déporté, écoutez bien ça dit comment il retourné dans le pays. Il fait 25 ans en prison, 28 ans en prison, quand il y a l'air fin 10 jours, il faut retourner à la caillou. D'après crime on te fait au payer peine, il faut retourner à la caillou. Haïtien, nous sommes prêts pour critiquer, pour ça nous pas tout dire, nous parler, nous pas même chercher comprendre rien. Et nous comprendre vraiment le président Biden, il ça le fait et ils ont un privilège pour faire tout le monde ça venir dans le pays, il faut venir, qu'ils ne veulent pas, parce qu'on bel bagage lié, un pile haïtien qui te gagne monde à 40 yo, moun yo venir, yo moun yo mais là yo venir ça pas bon, qu'on est haïtien, nous pas vivre ensemble. Mesdames et messieurs, déportation en masse président Donald Trump, il est the president elect Donald Trump always talking about. So he is specific. So if you in the country, you're doing bad thing in the country, you're the first person they're going looking for. You're the first one they're going looking for. Then they're looking for the one after. That's why it happened, guys. So guys, don't forget, if you just come up to the channel, don't forget to share it, guys. Give me a thumbs up, like and share, guys. I bring everything to you. So it's a lot of confusion, guys, lot. But I bring this to you, make your own judgment. Thumbs up, like, and share, and subscribe. Let's go back for a minute before we end the video.
And we have lost something that you'll never get back. And we can keep it if we're smart, but they use it too much, and then they just forget about it. And these countries like Russia, it's going out now and doing its own thing, and you know, they're going out bragging about how they don't need us anymore, etc., etc. The sad part about Russia is that Ukraine would have never happened if I was president, so we wouldn't really have to be talking about sanctions. But it did happen. And one of the things I'm going to do, a little bit relevant to your question, is if we win, I believe I can settle that war while I'm president-elect. Before I ever get into office, I can get that war settled and get that war stopped, because it's a horrible, horrible war. And far more people are killed in Ukraine, far more people than you're realizing. They'll knock down this massive building, amazing the size of these buildings, they'll knock it down, they'll say nobody was injured. No, a lot of people were killed. The real numbers are far greater than what people are looking at. So I think it's a very important thing. Sanctions have to be used very judiciously, and you can win. We have things much more powerful, actually, than sanctions. We have trade, but we cannot lose our dollar standard. Very important. Thank you very much.
Great. Sander?
Thank you, Mr. President, for all the details on your economic policy. As you alluded to, tariffs are the other side of sanctions. And given that China is our major trading partner with our largest imbalance and possibly our chief national security threat to the United States, how can we better institutionalize trade policy and national security policy to be coordinated?
So I had a great relationship with President Xi of China. Really very close relationship. Now look, he likes China, I like us, so, but I don't want to sound foolish. He was my dear, dear friend. He's a tough guy, he's a fierce person. I say very smart. You know, when you say he's smart, the fake news goes crazy. He said President Xi is smart. And I say, yeah, well, he controls 1.4 billion people with an iron fist. He's smart.
That what I want you guys to understand clearly, and I want you to go back hear what the Secretary of State, which is Anthony Blinken, say about the war, Russia and Ukraine, and I want you to come back and see what the former president say, what the news they give us. He said it, they lie. Far more in Ukraine, far more in Ukraine. So make your own judgment. Pay attention to it. Go back and look what the Secretary of State say for Joe Biden, and see what the President-elect Donald Trump has say about Ukraine and Russia war. Guys, thank you so much, guys. Once again, guys, please don't forget to share me out. Don't forget, if you don't subscribe to my channel yet, please go to subscribe to me, guys, and I will subscribe back to you, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget, guys, we are here to support one another and YouTube. Thank you. Everybody, thank you, all my supporters all over the world. Thank you, guys. May God bless the world. May God bless United States. May God bless the world, every country in the world. All we need in the world, we need peace, not fight. Peace. May God bless you all. Thank you so much, guys. Ciao, ciao, and see you on my next video. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye bye.